welcome to your 30 minutes of Pilates. My name is Emily Cox and I've put together a short routine for you today to experience a bit of Pilates movement. It's suitable for beginners right through to those that are a bit more experienced. So do listen out for some of the modifications that I'll provide for you and some of the more advanced options if you are regularly practicing Pilates already. We're not going to use any equipment today. The only thing that you need is your mat. Keep some water nearby to make sure that you are hydrated, but that's all you need. Sometimes we do use equipment in Pilates, but today we're just going to use our bodies. Pilates has numerous benefits. It is great for your alignment, for your posture, gets you thinking about your breathing, and it's about strengthening from within as well. We talk a lot about the core, about the muscles that support stability of our spine. We make sure that our joints are mobile, are supple, and our muscles are strong, and they support our everyday movements. So Pilates is a great functional workout that's going to keep you strong, keep you active as we get a little bit older as well. It's good for your balance. It's great for those that spend a lot of time sitting down for long periods, so you might drive or you might work at a laptop or a computer. So we get certain areas of the body that are tight, and Pilates helps counteract some of that tightness. Equally, it's great for people that are active, so runners, horse riders, cyclists, anyone that does a particular sport as well, or just a general kind of weight training routine. Pilates can help keep us strong and counteract some of the imbalances we might have, but also protect us from injury and help us recover quicker. So it's a great workout for everybody and a great addition to any fitness program. So we're going to take you through a 30-minute routine today, and this routine is designed to get you moving in all different planes of movement, and also we're going to look at some of the main muscles of the body in our movement today. I teach lots of classes across Northamptonshire, so some of you may or may not already know me. I also do online workouts as well via my kind of movement, Facebook and Instagram, so come find me if you enjoy our little routine today. So let's get started. We're going to come down onto our mat and get settled, ready to go. Now just remember that this is a virtual class, so I can't see you. Make sure you've got loads of space around you, at least the length of your mat, and maybe a little bit wider as well than the width of your mat as you come down ready to get started. And we're going to think about alignment and posture before we begin. Really important in Pilates. Just take a moment to set yourself up before we move. The back of the head, the back of the ribs and pelvis are gently weighted down in towards your mat. Your knees are bent, your heels, your feet are quite close in towards your body and around hip width apart. If you're not sure where hip width apart is, perhaps just bring your feet together, heel toe them out, create a space that's about a fist and a half width apart between your feet. Then allow your arms just to relax down by your side, engage your tummy a little bit, shoulders are soft, find a nice bit of space across the top of your back, opening your chest slightly as your shoulders drop down towards your mat. Your gaze is lifted towards the ceiling, your neck is lovely and long. Check you have a little gap underneath your lower back. We will have a natural lumbar curve where the curve goes inward down our lower back, but we're going to maintain that just for to start with while we begin our movement. We're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling, taking a big inhale breath. As we exhale, take the arms up and overhead, draw the rib cage in and reach back. Inhale, lengthen those arms, reach back, exhale, float the arms all the way down. So when you're at the moment, just to isolate the movement in the arms, at the shoulder joint, keeping the spine neutral. So your challenge here is to engage your core, make sure you're not flaring the ribs open or tilting the pelvis. We're keeping everything lovely and neutral as we start to use those core muscles and stretch and lengthen down the arms using our shoulder joint. We're going to take one more now. And then you're going to allow the arms to come all the way down by your side and relax. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. We're then going to move down the body and start to mobilise the spine. So we're going to do a little pelvic tilt or two. Tilt your pelvis forwards or backwards, feeling the lower back gently pressing down in towards the mat. You're going to hold it there. Hold in what we call imprint. Press your lower back gently down towards the mat. Feel the whole of your spine just pressing down. Encourage that length all the way down the spine from top to bottom. We're going to start to then lift the tailbone up away from the mat. Engaging the glutes, so squeeze your bum as you lift the tailbone lifts. We come up through the lower back, middle of your back, onto the top of your bottom of your shoulder blades, and then you're going to hold here. Make sure the glutes are still engaged, the hips are open. Relaxing your shoulders again, we're going to do the arm movement, so they come up to the ceiling, reach up and overhead, slowly floating the arms down. Breath pattern is up to you, but the exhale as the arms go back, help keep the ribs drawing in and soft. Keeping your bridge strong by squeezing your bum, pressing down through your feet. Let's start to open the hips as well. We're going to take one more of those now. Nice big reach back of those arms, floating them down by your side before slowly imprinting your spine all the way back down towards your mat. We come back to neutral spine position. Find that little gap underneath your lower back again. Make sure your pelvis isn't tilting forwards or backwards. We're going to take a second set, second round. So you're going to do that little pelvic tilt for me. Lightly press your lower back down, hold, imprint just briefly before we go and lift the tailbone. It's a sequential movement of the spine. We're aiming to get mobility and flexibility up and down the spine. Reach those arms up and overhead and float them all the way down by your side. We're going to repeat that again. Inhale and exhale. Nice soft ribs. Hug them in. Keep the tummy engaged. We support the lower back. Equally, glutes are still active, so squeeze and lift the hips. We're going to take one more of those, and then on this last one this time, take the arms up and overhead and leave them there. Feel like you're trying to reach and stretch back. Slowly now imprint the spine. Each bone in your vertebrae in your spine, slowly releasing, relaxing down towards your mat. Then we come back to neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Your arms are going to just lift up towards the ceiling this time, and you're going to drop the shoulder blades down. So we're back in the same position that we started in, but this time the arms are raised. Relaxing your shoulders, pulling your tummy in. We're going to take one leg away from the mat. Take it down, then the other leg. So we're coming up into single knee fold position. Moving from the hip joint, lifting and lowering one leg at a time. If this is enough for you, just stay here. You're trying to make sure your pelvis doesn't rock forwards or backwards. You're keeping it still, maintaining that little gap underneath your lower back. I'm going to start to slowly advance it, so come with me if you wish. Both arms float up and overhead. They don't go all the way down to the mat. We don't want to arch the back, flare the ribs. They hover above the mat. So just lift them and hover them, but keep the lovely length reaching back. We're then going to start to add opposite arm in. So as the leg lifts, we reach the opposite arm up. Take it back down. Alternate right to left, left to right. Keeping the tummy lovely and strong, the pelvis still, the ribs hugging in. Breathe in, breathe out. Doesn't matter about the breath pattern as long as you're keeping it slow and steady. Your gaze is still up towards the ceiling. Let's take another one each way. And then we're going to hold the right leg and the left arm up. Relax those shoulders. Let's then start to extend the leg away this time as we reach the arm back. Bring it up. Isolate that one side. We're going to take 5. So 3 more now. Start to straighten the leg. Lower it away from the body down towards the mat. If it's causing your ribs to flare, draw the tummy in even more, or maybe do a little toe tap for me instead. When you've done your set of 5, bring it back in. We're going to lift both arms up to the ceiling, dropping the shoulder blades down. We're then going to lift the left leg away from your mat. Hold it there. We're then going to take the right foot down, and we're going to reach both arms back. This opposite arm comes back up, so this time it's your right arm, your left leg, and we go again, extending and lengthening the leg away, the arm reaches back. So this is about really engaging the core now to keep the body stable as we lengthen the arm and the leg away. Option to toe tap to take some of the pressure off the back if the extended leg feels too strong for you. Keep breathing. Hold it there. Again, we're going to take both arms up. This time we're going to bring your right leg up to meet your left leg, and we're going to hold it. So we're coming into what we call dead bug position. Both legs are in tabletop, shins are back, flat to the ceiling, your shoulder blades drop down. The tummy's really strong. Here we're going to start to toe tap. One leg at a time, take the toes down towards the mat, lift the leg. Now here you can find the lower back, the mat with your lower back. So allow the pelvis to rock back ever so slightly for the lower back pressing down. Imprint of your lower back will help support it and protect it. But we still need our tummy muscles here. So engage the core, belly button to spine, and keep pressing those shoulder blades lightly down. Breathe. Let's take another couple more each side. Maybe the toes go away a little further to challenge you if you want that challenge. We need more strength here. Maybe this, you kind of start to feel it down in those lower abs as well. And then when you've done your last one, we're going to take your feet down one at a time and then relax the arms. Beautiful. Well done. Bring your heels back in towards your body if they shimmied away, and find the same position we were in at the start of the class. We're going to return to the same arm movements we did right at the start. So you're going to take your arms up and overhead. This time we're going to use the abdominals. We're going to lift the head, the neck, the shoulders up away from the mat and curl up as the arms come back round. As you lie down, we'll reach the arms back. As you take the arms down by your side, curl yourself up. Good. Inhale to go back and exhale to come up. So it's the muscles here at the front of the tummy we're now starting to use to lift ourselves away from the mat. If it's too strong for you, option to support the head and curl up and curl down. Try and stay with me if you can. Beautiful. Let's take 3 more. Exhale up. Really press through those palms. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. On this last one, we're going to come up and hold. So either your arms are straight and strong like mine, or you take the hands round to support the head. Relax the shoulders. Keep the length of the arms. The tummy's drawing in. We're going to lift the right leg back up to tabletop. Lift the left leg up to join it. Left foot down. Right foot down. I want you to look forwards in between the thighs. Chin is slightly tucked. Good. Now we're breathing here. Our tummy is lovely and strong. The lower back is resting down towards your mat. Soft shoulders. Steady your breath. If at any point it gets too much, please just lie all the way down towards your mat. Don't forget you can support the head as well if you need to. We have 2 more. Keep those movements strong. Breath is flowing. 1 more. And hold it there. Keeping the legs lifted, just bring yourself back down towards your mat, relax at your knee joint, and just hug the knees in. Take a gentle rock and roll. Leaving the knees in towards the chest, the knee joints relax, so just let the heels drop down. You're then going to open your arms as we start to use our oblique muscles, these side tummy muscles, really important muscles for twists, for turns, for reaches. Your arms are going to open wide to your side, palms face towards the ceiling. Now leave the lower back gently pressing down in towards the mat, start to drop the knees to the right. Come back to centre and then take the knees towards the left. You're gliding from hip to hip, and as you glide from hip to hip, I want you to make sure the shoulders stay firmly planted down. As the hips drop to as the knees drop to the left, the right shoulder blade stays down. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. You're aiming to get those knees around halfway down towards the floor without the opposite shoulder lifting. If it's lifting, you're twisting a little bit too far. The spine can't cope with that range of movement, so it's dragging your shoulder with you, and you don't want that to happen. Let's keep the movement in the spine. Option to bring the feet down if it starts to get a bit too strong. You're on your last set now. 1 more each side. And then you're going to take your feet down towards your mat. Just rest the feet down, take the pressure off the back. You're then going to bring your hips over to the right side of your mat. So shuffle it right over and then drop the legs towards the left. So we want this top oblique here, this right oblique, to be facing direct towards the ceiling. Bring the hands around the back of the head and support the weight of the head. As we curl up this time, you're aiming to contract, to crunch that top muscle here at the side of your tummy. So you're going to exhale for me to come up, inhale to come down. Little nod of that chin again, so you look towards the top hip, but try not to pull on the head. Let it be really heavy in the hands. Exhale and inhale. The legs are relaxed, or as relaxed as possible, and we're aiming to hit this muscle here. It's a small movement, it's not that big, but just make sure you're coming straight up and straight down, as opposed to over towards the knees, because you'll lose that contraction there. Again, let's take another 2, and last one. Relax your head, and then come all the way back down. Open the arms back out, bring the knees to centre, hips to centre, and give them a little hug in as you release lower back to mat. Okay, so knees in towards chest again, just let the heels drop down. Now we're going to do a second set of our hip rolls. So if this one felt strong enough for you, I don't want you to do anything else. I just want you to glide side to side, hip to hip. Don't forget you can always pop the feet down, especially if you're a beginner or you have lower back issues, and you can just roll from hip to hip without the pressure or too much pressure on your lower back. But if you're with me and you're fairly strong in the core, you've been doing Pilates a little while, we're going to start to build on a little bit. So you're going to hip roll over onto the left hip, squeeze the legs and straighten them up, high diagonal, bend the knees, come back to center, hip roll to the right, squeeze and extend those legs, high diagonal, bend back to center. We're not going to do loads of these because it's a strong exercise for those oblique muscles. But if you're with me, let's keep going. Squeeze those legs. If you need to rest out, rest out. We're just going to take 2 more each way. Keep those shoulders down, ribs hugging in, tummy drawing in. You got this. 1 more each way. Super strong abs and obliques. 1 more. And then we take the feet all the way back down. Just resting there for a breath or 2. Whew. Certainly felt that in my abs. Have a little rock and roll around and then pop the feet down. Okay, so you're then going to shuffle your hips over towards the left and allow the legs to drop towards the right. We're still going to target those obliques, this time on the other side. So you're going to bring your hands around the back of your head, support the weight of your head. Just let it be heavy in the hands. Again, curling up, looking towards that top hip or slightly above the top hip. As you curl yourself up away from the mat, you're exhaling, nice exhale, ribs to hips, inhale down, sliding the ribs down towards the hips is going to create that contraction in that side tummy muscle. Again, exhale, inhale, exhale, and 2 more times, do around 10 or so before taking a little breather there. This time, just rest your head, open the arms back out, hips and knees to center, and then you're going to straighten your legs away, reach the arms back, and come into a lovely full body stretch. Well done. Arms come down by your side, shoulders relaxed. Okay, let's bend your knees, bring your feet onto the floor. So we're going to leave the abs and obliques alone now for a little bit. We did a lot of exercise for that area. We're now going to focus a bit more on our legs and our glutes before we change position. So bring yourself back to where we started the class. Your feet are parallel hip width apart, your knees are in line with your hips. We're going to take the arms to the ceiling to start with this time. The shoulder blades drop down and we're going to curl up into our bridge position. So squeeze your bum as you lift and send the hips up like we did before. Beautiful strong bridge. Ribs hug in, tummy engaged, squeeze bum and we lift. Making sure those shoulder blades are dropping down and towards the mat, they're going to help with stability. And we're going to start to lift both heels. Then take them down. So little lift, little lower. Both heels up and down away from your mat. Try not to let the hips drop. We're firing up the back of the leg muscles now. Staying nice and strong in our bridge. Our glutes are active, so squeeze them. Lift and lower. Let's take 10, so a couple more. Lovely. And then hold it there. The heels are going to go back down, but you're staying strong in your bridge. You're then going to relax your left glute. So allow the left hip to drop slightly down, squeeze and lift it back up. Right side, same thing. Relax and squeeze. Now I want you here to think about isolating one glute, so one butt cheek and then the other, as the hip drops down and up. So it's like you're kind of tilting your pelvis to one side and then the other. This is great for finding imbalances in the body when we isolate movements in one side and then the other in Pilates. So some of you might have a lazy glute without even knowing about it. You might have a glute that's more dominant than the other, and it can sometimes take over, which causes imbalances, injury, tightness, tension in the body. So what we're trying to do here is make sure that both sides are strong. Both of our glutes are equally as strong and they're firing effectively to support our movements. And we're going to take 1 more each side. And then you'll be pleased to know we're going to have a brief rest. So you get to come down from your bridge, hug your knees in and take a little rest. Okay, so if that was enough for you, just rest the next exercise out. But if you want to come with me, we're going to do 1 more variation of our bridge sequence. This time we're going to keep the legs together. So bring those legs together, squeeze the inner thighs. Again, heels tuck in towards you. Your arms come up towards the ceiling, the shoulder blades drop down. We're going to curl up into bridge. So this time again, we need those glutes firing, so squeeze your bum, but this time the legs are connected, just squeezing the inner thighs, keeping the shoulders down. You're going to lift your right heel for me, just the right, squeezing the thighs together, extend the leg to a high diagonal. We need to press down through the left foot, really engage that glute there. Take the foot down, we're going to do the same side again. We're just doing 5 on each side. Now this is enough for you, stay here. If it's too strong, then I want you to take the arms down. First of all, they might give you a bit more stability, or simply just rest it out. Lift that leg, perfect. We take one more, hopefully that's 5, and then we're going to change sides. So your left heel lifts, you extend. Squeeze those thighs together, guys. You want to get those inner thighs active as well. Try not to let that left thigh raise any higher. Keep it in line with the right. Then when you've done your 5, you get to come down. I'm going to take one more for luck. And rest from your bridge. Hug your knees in. Take a lovely little release for your back. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to change position now. So either rock yourself up like me, or come onto your side to start with. You're going to come then over onto your hands and your knees. So I'm crossing my legs and coming over, but feel free just to take the legs around and out to the side. We're coming into our 4-point kneeling position, okay? So we're going to do a little bit of weight bearing now and challenge our core a bit further. So I want you to bring your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Your neck is lovely and long, so look down in between your hands. The top of the head, the crown of the head is pointing forwards and the tailbone behind you. Take a moment to find the right alignment before we begin to move. Your right leg is going to slide back. Check you've got the space behind you and then take it towards the back of your mat. Tuck the toe under, feel really strong down the back line of your body. Then reach your left fingertips forward. The shoulders are away from the ears. The tummy's lovely and strong as we lift both away from the mat. Take them slowly down. We're going to do that again. Breathing in as we lift, breathing out as we lower. If this breath pattern doesn't suit you, you can reverse it. As long as you're breathing, the movement is controlled, the tummy's strong, we're not compressing in the back. Option here would be to keep the hand down and just do the leg. So this gives you more support and stability if you need it. Check those hips are facing down. Again, we take 10, and we're going to come up and hold. So let's make the next one our last one. We're going to come up and hold. We're going to challenge your stability a little bit more by starting to reach the arm and the leg out to a diagonal. So this arm's reaching out to the side, so is the leg. Bring it back in. Can we do a couple more? Let's go for it. Reach it out. Bring it back in. All the time the hips are facing down. The neck is lovely and long. Bring it back in. Let's just take one more. Hold it there. Slowly bring everything back down. Foot down, hand down, slide it in and take a seat. You might like to stretch here. You might want to release the wrist a little bit. Give them a shimmy shake. Maybe a stretch here or here. Okay. Let's do the other side. Come back down when you're ready to join me. So again, we spread the fingers. It gives you a nice kind of wide base of support. Wrists and the shoulders, and have a little look that your knees are under your hips. Draw your tummy in, engage the core, support stability of your spine, protect your lower back. Your left leg then goes back all the way to the back of the mat. Again, just have a little look, you've got the space to lift the leg. Your right arm reaches forwards as your tummy draws in. We lift on the inhale, we exhale to lower. Keep bringing those shoulders away from the ears, engaging the core so you feel lovely and strong and stable. We've effectively shifted our body weight now onto 2 points away from those 4 points. So the core needs to be strong here to make sure we don't wobble around. Keep looking down and breathe in. Let's take that set of 10. We must be nearly there. Last one, up and hold. So again, we're going to play around with stability a little bit. We're going to take the leg and the arm out to the corners of the room. And then slowly back in. Don't rush these movements. Take it out, reach for the corners, diagonal, and then back in. You've got one more now. Out, maybe hold it a little longer, and then slowly bring it back down. Toe down, hand down, again slide it in. Okay, this time we're going to come up onto our knees. So do have a little shake of the wrist if you need to. We're going to step your right foot forwards. Okay, we're going to come into a one kneeling position. We descend the tailbone down, lengthen up through the spine. You might find a nice little hip flexor stretch in your left hip. So this in itself is great again for opening the hips if you spend a long time sitting down, typing or driving, etc. So find the length to start with. We're going to breathe in now. Let's take the arms high. And as you exhale, open the arms really wide. Start to lift the gaze. Get a lovely stretch and opening at the front of the chest. Breathing in, let's go again. Breathe out, open in. So I want you to feel that lovely opening down the front of the body. We're starting to take a little mini back bend now. So you're extending the spine. Beautiful movement for the spine. Again, keeps it lovely and flexible and mobile. We're going to take one more of those, and then you're going to bring your arms in front. Your shoulders relax, arms are reaching forwards. Now your right arm is going to stay in line with your right leg. Your left arm is going to open as we come to twist. Look behind you, and then bring the arm back. As you open the arm, I want you to face forwards with your hips. So if you like you've got headlights, car headlights on the front of your hips there, but you're shooting straight forwards on full beam, you would not let your hips turn. And this makes sure the movement is in the spine, and we're rotating, we're twisting, rather than bringing our hips with us. So really good again for spine mobility, but strengthening those obliques. Good, one more time. And then bring the arms all the way back down. Well done. I want you to walk yourself back, straighten this front leg. We're going to take it to a nice little hamstring stretch now. So I want you to bring the toes in towards you, lift the chest, lengthen the body, and start to fold forwards a little bit. You might not have to go very far till you feel that hamstring stretch. I know I certainly don't. Try and avoid the tendency to round here. We'll get more of a stretch if we keep that length. And hamstring flexibility is really important. Our tight hamstrings can pull on our lower back. So often, if we have lower back issues, we think our lower back's weak, but actually it could be our hamstrings or our glutes that are so tight they're pulling on the lower back, creating tension. So it's really good to give them a good stretch. Okay, let's come back up. Bring this leg in to do the other side. So your left leg is then going to step forwards. I'm going to turn around so you can see me a bit better. So we come into that one kneeling position. Check that your ankle is directly under your front knee, your tailbone is down. We open out the right hip to start with, lengthening up through the spine. We're going to take a breath in. Again, lifting the arms up. As you exhale, open the arms nice and wide, lift the chest. Find that you're opening the front of your body just by leaning back slightly, but again, make sure the belly is really strong. So we need to engage core, maybe a little squeeze of those glutes to make sure we feel supported. Take 3 more for me, maybe increasing the range of movement, getting that lovely opening down the front of the body. Lovely. One more time. And then hold it there. Relax your shoulders. We're then going to bring the arms forwards and reach them directly in front of you. Okay, we're going to keep that length through the spine as we do our arm openings. So we're going to start to open the arm behind you. Make sure the left arm this time is in line with the left leg, the right arm opens. Bring it back. So keep that lovely length, tailbone down, let's open to twist. Turn your head as the arm opens. Make sure those hips are facing forward like before. Let's take 5, so a couple more now, opening the arm. And last one. Wonderful, hold it there. Sink yourself back. Again, we're going to take that lovely hamstring stretch. So sit back, bottom to heels, pull the toes in towards you, lengthening the spine, lift the chest, and then walk yourself forwards a little bit. Shoulders pull back away from the ears. Keep breathing. Wonderful. When you're ready to, we're going to swing that leg back. We're going to come into our rest pose now to start a couple of stretches. So your knees can be in line with your hips, maybe slightly wider. I like to take mine slightly wider. You're going to keep your bottom on your heels now as you walk the hands forwards and lower the chest down towards the mat. And keep the shoulders relaxed. You can soften down, forehead to mat, or keep a little higher, whatever suits you, as long as you're getting that nice stretch in the hips and into the lower back. So really round the back here, tuck the tailbone under. I'm going to walk the hands in towards you. Bring the knees underneath the hips and bring your hands back down. We're back into that 4-point kneeling position that we were in a little while ago. This time we're going to use it for a stretch. So we'll focus on our alignment for a stretch. So again, top of the head forwards, tailbone back, tucking the tail. We're going to round up into a cat stretch. So we're stretching now down the length of our back. Releasing any tension there. Just allow the head and neck to hang. Look towards the tummy. And then release to neutral. We're going to do a couple more of those. Just round in the back, drawing the tummy in. Maybe a little wiggle of the hips side to side. One more time. And then hold it there. Slowly start to walk the hands away from you down your mat. Your hips stay high, your tailbone is lifted, And then you just drop the chest down. So let the weight of the upper body just kind of sink down. Should feel like a lovely stretch down the arms, in towards the chest, the back, any areas that might be a little tight. Just hold and breathe. Relax your forehead all the way down. Slowly coming all the way back up, walk your hands in towards you and then take a seat on your mat. We're just going to finish our stretches now on the other areas of the body that we've worked today. So let's begin with a nice little glute stretch. So you're going to lie yourself back down towards your mat. So we stretched our hamstrings earlier, we talked about them, possibly if they're tight pulling on the lower back, we're just going to stretch off the glutes as well to see how they're feeling today. So you're going to pop your right foot onto your left knee, flex at the ankle joint, send the knee away. Now lie down, your head is heavy, just relax there. You're going to lift the left leg for me, grab the back of the thigh and draw it in. Find that nice stretch, you might hit down the side of the leg, certainly towards the glutes. Relax the shoulders, relax the head and neck. Take a couple of breaths. Releasing when you're ready to do the other side. The left foot then goes on the right knee. Send the knee away and then lift that leg and hold. Bring it in towards the body. Just relax your head, neck and shoulders and find that lovely release in your glutes. Take some steady breaths before releasing out that stretch. We're then going to bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to go really wide. I want you to activate the muscles a little bit more and increase the stretch by pressing the soles of the feet together. Just keep letting those knees open nice and wide. Feel a lovely sensation opening in the hip, stretching into those inner thighs. If you then want to stretch into the shoulders, I want you to bring your arms back behind you, grab opposite elbow and just let the arms be really heavy. They don't have to go all the way towards the mat, mine certainly don't. But just start to find an opening in the chest and a stretch in the shoulders. The arms then come down by your side. The legs then connect together. We're going to keep the feet grounded this time as we hip roll right to left. It's a gentle little twist. It's a release for the lower back. I want you to begin to turn your head away from your legs. So as your knees drop right, look left. As your knees drop left, look right. Just getting rid of any tension we might have in the neck, the shoulders, as well as releasing the lower back. Let's take one more each side. And then for the last time, bring the knees in towards the chest. Give them a lovely little hug, a release for your lower back, maybe rock and roll around. Hands onto knees, front of thighs, releasing into the hips. Make some circles, reverse it a couple of times. And then keeping the knees drawing in, let's just release the ankles as well, little circles through the feet. Perfect. Either rock yourself back up to seated or come onto your side to finish. So there we go. That's your 30 minutes of Pilates done today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there were some new exercises in there for you if you already do Pilates. And if you're a complete beginner, I hope you enjoyed the session too. That's Emily Cox, My Kind of Movement. Come find me if you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your feedback and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Take care.